Yes, I am back. My name is, let me introduce myself if you're new to my channel. My name is Sarah Weston. I am a author and photographer and a wine blogger, but mostly this channel has to do with my writing. So I'm in front of my Christmas tree. The reason I have my Christmas tree out so early is because, as I said, I'm a photographer and I have a session next Friday that has to do with my tree. But I situated myself in my living room on this gray, rainy Sunday, and I dolled up to talk about my upcoming book series, my Deception series. So I have my red roses, as you can see. Let me start off with saying that red roses were the main inspiration for my Deception series. Without them, this series wouldn't have been written or developed. I remember being at Costco with my mom before this book series was even made, and I looked at red roses, and the idea, the two-word Poison Secrets, just popped into my head. And I knew I wanted to write a new book series based on secrets that between either it be couple or friends or family, secrets are so bad, so bad that they are poison, that they just destroy and destruct everything in their path. And when I came up with the series, I knew that red roses had to be the main inspiration because there's a quote in the book. I have so many quotes for my book series that, excuse my bra, yeah. I have so many quotes for my book series, it's hard to actually keep track of all of them, but today this video is basically to give you a behind the scene and in-depth look at my Deception series, because there are some secrets that nobody knows but me, and how I brought this book series to life, my writing, how I wrote it, because there are 4 books. There's Poison Secrets, Terrifying Deception, Sinful Temptations, and Forbidden Alliances. There's 4 books. It took me a whole year to write all 4 books, and I'm going to get into the in-depth of Seattle's Poison Secrets. So I have to admit, when I first started writing book 1, I remember getting ready to start and I was petrified. I was so scared. This is a brand new series. The series I wrote before all had to do with like dark, suspenseful mobsters, and this is actually a funny fact, one of the most funny fact. When I started Poison Secrets book 1, I originally wanted it to just be an adult romance of 2 damaged souls meeting and seeing if their relationship can forge forward, with both of them having such dark past and being so damaged. This book series, I never intended for it to be a mobster book series at all. It wasn't supposed to have mobster aspects to it, but that just so happened to develop, and I'm very glad that it did. This is another fun fact. Maya, the main character, the main female protagonist, heroine, her name was supposed to be Mia, M-I-E, not M-I-A. When I was halfway through with Poison Secrets, I noticed, because when I write, especially this series, when I write, I'm so focused on the writing that I don't realize when I'm actually writing until I completely stop and get out of my zone and look back, and I realized through the whole, from beginning to middle, I wrote M-I-A. And I said, oh crap. But you know what, I decided it's going to be way too much work for me to go back half of the book and change it one freaking letter, M-I-E. So it was supposed to be Mia, which means mine in Italian, but it happened to come out as Maya. But I like Maya, I like it. And as I said, this wasn't supposed to be a mobster book. This wasn't supposed to be, it was supposed to be a dark romance book. Romance. It wasn't supposed to have any mobster aspects in it. Now, I'm going to try and describe this and not to give it out because the books aren't coming out until next fall officially, but there are mobster aspects to it, but in this series there's what every mob family has, what are called cleaners. Cleaners are the people who the mob family privately contracts to do the dirty work, whether it be forcing an unruly client to pay up a fee, kill somebody, clean up a mess, so the mob family themselves aren't implicated in the crime. Now, I knew I wanted to do that there are a couple characters in this book series that are cleaners, that how the scorpions are called the scorpions is I actually love scorpions. My first tattoo I got is a scorpion, so I thought that was a unique way of calling the league. The league are called the League of Cleaners, and how the league was risen to power, how they developed, how these men, this is the twist of it, how these men basically went from boys to the world's most lethal, well-trained, ruthless killers to become in the league. Now, this is a little teaser I will give out because it is a pivotal moment in the book. Never in the history of time has a family hired a woman to be a cleaner. It's always been men. Now, I don't like it when people say that women can't do a man's job. Now, I needed to change that because I love all my female characters are always strong, kick-ass. They don't take any shit from anybody. So when I was writing, I knew that I wanted to make Maya one of the cleaners, and I'm really happy that I did because it showed that women can do a man's job equally better, sometimes even better than men, and that's how it came along. Now, as I said before, Red Roses were the main inspiration for this story, but there was a TV show that I was absolutely obsessed about when I first started plotting and putting together Poison Secrets that I was watching. It's called Arrow on Netflix. I was watching that TV show, and let me just tell you, Kevin Peterson, Maya Kensington, and who else? Those two were basically, Kevin was made after Oliver Queen in the show, and Maya was after Laurel, sorry. And so I was watching Arrow, and every time I was watching it, I'm like, this is how I see the two characters to look. This is how I would describe them. So, take a sip of wine. If you know the show Arrow, then you definitely do understand how I came up with the characters and how they look. One of the other characters was Sebastian Cage. I love the show SWAT, the movie SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics. Colin Farrell's in it. Michelle Rodriguez is in it. But the character that I forgot his. I totally drawing a blank right now with his character's name. But the guy who played the bad guy in SWAT, he was a main inspiration for Sebastian Cage. He's kind of still young looking. He hasn't really grown into his body. Definitely looks like the younger brother. And I love that that's how Sebastian is. His character is so small, and he's a man, but he still has that little boy tendency, and I loved Sebastian. Now, I have to admit, those are only 3 characters that I came off the bat with. The rest of my characters, I winged it. My character Oliver is a very complex character. I call him the devil in the black suit. He is supposed to be so unremarkably gorgeous and handsome, and that you overlook his evil tendencies just because of the way that he looks. And I think he's probably one of my favorite characters. I have another one that I'll get to in a second, but Oliver, I found out one of my really good friends, she was an author who I don't want to say any names on my video, but she said that every book needs a good villain and you need to put your heart into that villain. And I believe that Oliver, I have 1000% put my heart into him. As I said, you have to love him. He's such a good character, he's a sweetheart, but he is bad. He's severely, severely protective of the people that he loves, specifically one character that he loves very much. My other character that I would have to say is my all-time favorite. I love Maya. I almost called her Mia. I love Maya, I love Kevin, I love Oliver, but my character Rocco Valentino has to be my all-time favorite. I can't get over how I developed this character from absolutely nothing. He wasn't in book 1. He's in book 2, but book 1, I don't remember. I don't think I even thought about him, honestly. But when it came to book 2, I knew that I needed he's what a pivotal Italian looks like. Gorgeous. He's muscular, tall. He's covered in tattoos. Now, if you are obviously on Facebook and you know, Stephen James is a very attractive, very, very cute British model. And I saw his picture when I was bruising Pinterest one night when I couldn't sleep, and I'm like, that's Rocco. He's tall, muscular, covered in tattoos, and his eyes. Now, I believe if you're going to go with one man, it has to be the eyes, because to me, my weak spot on a man is his eyes. He has gray eyes with a hint of green that are supposed to captivate you, that draw you in. It doesn't matter if you're pissed mad at this man, you have to love him. And when I came up on the name Rocco Valentino, I was reading Tracy Proctor's Fallen Angel series, and I just finished her book, Rocco, one of her standalone books, and I knew that I had to name this